I wish that somebody had told me this so long ago. Because when you realize this, when you truly start to understand this quote, this phrase, wow, does life become a lot easier, a lot happier, and a lot more enjoyable. So what is the thing? Well, first of all, guys, here is a quick intro. What is the thing? This is the quote. Write it down, put it in the comments box. For those of you that don't watch my videos, we do this because it instills the learning. You are much more likely to remember what I am speaking about and therefore much more likely to implement it if it resonates with you, if it feels right. So the quote is, nothing has meaning until you give it meaning. Nothing has meaning until you give it meaning. So what is right or wrong? How do you cook a certain meal? How do you achieve a certain goal? What is the right method? What is the correct strategy? The one that gets the outcome. And that doesn't mean there needs to be one way or one opinion or one circumstance. It is perspective, and it is so different for everybody. I'm sure that you guys have experienced that time where you perhaps have either overheard or you've been a part of a conversation with somebody else. You're speaking about the same thing, but you take away completely different views and opinions about it. Maybe you've been to see a film and one of you's come out raving like, that was so awesome! That was like the best film I've ever seen. And then the other person's like, whoa, girl, you be cray-cray. It was awful, like so bad. We can be in the same situation and have different perspectives, different opinion. And who is right or wrong? And so often during our day, we make these assumptions about people, about circumstances, about situations, about the traffic, about the weather, about I don't even know what. We're constantly, as human beings, we're making these assumptions all day long. And when we make this assumption, we believe that to be true and that to be fact, and that determines how we feel in a situation. And of course, remember, our thoughts become feelings, our feelings create our actions and our movement and what we do, and therefore our actions create our results. So if we start adapting and changing our behavior based on assumption, then we're starting to lead ourselves down a path that doesn't make sense. Because nothing has meaning until you give it meaning. So actually, your assumption is your meaning on that situation. It's your perspective that you are applying to that situation. Does this make sense? We are all in charge of how we perceive things and how we can respond to things. And quite a lot of the time, it's going to be different to how other people do that. But that does not mean it's right or wrong. And I don't know about you, but I used to be such an opinionated person. I really had a lot of ego. A lot. I needed to be right. It was one of my needs. I don't know if you've heard of the 6 human needs, but significance is one of them. And that was my dominant need at the time. For what had happened to me in my past, I sought reassurance. I used to seek out that recognition and to feel valued, feel appreciated. So even when it came down to something like my opinion, I had to be right, and I had to keep on arguing that point until I was right, or at least until I was heard and other people agreed with me whether or not I was right or wrong. But now I understand. And especially being a leader myself, there are situations where I have to stand up and lead and make those decisions, act and lead by example and step in. But the majority of the time, it is beautiful to let people be. Let yourself be. Nourish, enjoy, and relax in your journey. Yes, of course, if you want faster results, hustle harder, work more. But enjoy the process, enjoy what you're doing. And remember that everything that you're currently stressing about, worrying about, not enjoying, it's all within you to be able to change that. You have the power inside here to be able to change that. And ask yourself, could there be a different meaning here? Could there be a different perspective? You guys might have seen a video I did not too long ago with a piece of paper. You got two people, uno and daso. And they're looking down at a piece of paper and it's got, for me, number 2, Sandita, it's got the number 6. And then for John, hello, I'm John, it's the letter 9. But who's right or wrong? She says 6, he says 9. They're just looking at it from a different point of view, a different perspective, but they're both right in that moment. And the quicker that we can understand, first of all, not to judge other people on the way they do things, because all of us act based on our current level of knowledge or current level of experience. So it's okay for them to be exactly where they are and to do things the way that they're doing it. Allow that. Don't have this need to control or let your ego pop in and be right or opinionated. It actually just causes you more stress in that moment. Relax and allow. And then when it comes to your life and your judgment, be open. Remember that those thoughts that pop into your mind, and ask yourself, could there be another meaning? Could there be another perspective here? And if so, don't get all stressed and gung-ho about one particular thing. Anyway, that is today's message, guys. Think outside of the box. Nothing has meaning until you give it meaning. And the more tunnel vision you get into that particular meaning or assumption that you've made, that meaning that you're applying, that belief that you have, the more emotion you put into that, that is what will continuously show up for you. And that's what could possibly keep you limited. But if you allow yourself to be open to many different perspectives, different ideas, different guidance, and understand that there's many different meanings to many different situations, especially when people are involved, then you will start to become more stress-free, more easygoing, determined and decisive when you need to be, and allowing and relaxed when that also serves you. That is it for today's video, but of course, I will be back tomorrow as we are daily here at the Warrior Tribe Rising Together, daily videos of inspiration, education, and motivation. So if you have not already, hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it for your daily notification of inspiration, education, and motivation. And I will see you on the next video. Big love.